3 things that you should stop doing immediately if you want to be happier. Number 1, you have to stop regretting the past. There's nothing you can do about it. Don't forget the past. You can learn from it and get better from it so you don't make the same mistakes, but you got to stop regretting the past. Number 2 is stop worrying about the future. Psychologists have found that 85% of what you worry about on a daily basis will never happen. That's a waste of your energy. That's a waste of your time. And number 3, stop looking for your happiness in other people. Other people cannot make you happy. It is absolutely impossible. Happiness is 100% an inside job.
Your job is not to focus on the timeline and the reward. It is to focus on doing work that you're proud of. When you do work that you're proud of, the recognition and the reward comes. Number 2, the impact that your work is making on other people's lives, that's what's real, even when the recognition doesn't feel real. And number 3, I promise you, the impact that your work is making is building in the dark. And as long as you don't quit, you will always win. And one of these days, like me, you will wake up and the impact that your work has been making in the dark will suddenly reap the rewards and the recognition and the light. It always happens. It takes time. And as long as you don't quit and you just focus on doing work that you're proud of, I promise you, the recognition and the reward, it will come.
Ones who made the fastest progress, they weren't the most disciplined, they weren't the most motivated, they didn't have more time or fewer obligations. They simply answered one question differently. Are you waiting for things to calm down before you start? Because if your answer is yes, the problem is not focus. It's the belief that the right conditions are coming, that there's a quieter season around the corner where everything just clicks. There isn't. And the people who move are the ones who stop waiting for permission from their circumstances. They built a system small enough to survive the chaos they already live in, not the peaceful life that they're waiting for.
The darkness. The sun doesn't shine every day. The storms will come. There are times when the nights will be long and dark and you will be alone. There will be times when the darkness seems to consume everything. But don't let it consume you. Don't let it consume you. Even in the darkest times, even in the strongest storms, even when the sun is blotted out and the world is falling apart, the darkness cannot extinguish your light. You. Your will. Your determination. No matter what is happening, no matter how hard the fight is, as long as you keep fighting, you win. Only surrender is defeat. Only quitting is the end. Because the darkness only wins if you let it. Do not let the darkness win. Fight. Fight on. To fight against the darkness is to win. So fight on.
It's time to change, and you know it. We've been this way for a while. We're set in our ways. We continue to be someone with a short fuse, someone who eats poorly, someone who can't stick to an exercise routine, who has a mean streak, who is too timid. Maybe you don't like to try very hard, or you don't think you're good enough. And how is that working out for you? Why do you keep going down a road that leads to nowhere? This is the definition of insanity, they say. It's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. There's nothing sadder than a person who can't grow, who can't turn over a new leaf, who cannot take a leap of faith forward into the dark. You've got to be willing to change. You must change. You must get better. Not later, not eventually, but now. And what if this year, what if 2025 could be the year you lived up to your potential? How would that compound in the years to come.
Look, winning is easy. Winning is easy. High fives all around, up on the podium, hands in the air. That's easy. Walking back to the locker room alone, that's a challenge. When you have put in so much effort, when you have trained for hours and hours and hours, and you have sacrificed so much, it's actually a beautiful thing when that happens. Because now you get the real test. Now you get the real test. I know it's terrible. I know it hurts. But it's a beautiful thing. Because that is where the real growth begins.
This is not who you are, and you know that. You know that. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. And it's not even like you want anyone to pity you, because then you just feel like a charity case, something to feel sorry for. And remember where you're going. We will not stop until we get there.
Stop sitting around waiting for the perfect opportunity. While you're sitting on your hands waiting for the spotlight to shine down on that one golden opportunity, you are missing hundreds and hundreds of opportunities to become better every single day. You think the path is just going to light up beneath your feet and God is going to come down and say, here it is, my child, your one golden opportunity to be the person you want to be. That's not how it works. In reality, when you get knocked on your ass, that is your opportunity to build resilience. When you feel weak, that is your opportunity to become strong. When you see a problem in the world, that is your opportunity to become the person that people can rely on to fix it. Where would you be if you seized every single one of these opportunities that were presented to you? Who would you become? You would most likely become exactly who you're meant to be.
This isn't a part-time gig. This isn't punch the clock and go home for the day. You don't get weekends off. No. Here, there's no such thing as a weekend. This is an everyday gig. Every day is a Monday. And you might not like that. Me, I love it. To me, every day is a beginning, a new day, a new week, a new shot at life. An opportunity to come out of the gate like a man possessed and attack the day without mercy. Today, I'm taking scalps. I'm putting the pressure on. I'm the aggressor. I'm on the attack. And of course, I will get tired. I will get beat up. I'll get knocked down and drained, and I will have some bad days. But I will not stop.
The difficulty of the path that you're on is the very thing that gives it value. The harder it feels right now, the more valuable it is likely going to be on the other side of that thing. So next time you tell yourself that this is hard, tell yourself, good.
Can do. All it takes is determination. You'll get your chance. Sometimes it doesn't come as quick as you'd like, and there's a lot of hurdles, but you will get there. You have to believe in that. I fear no man. No man can hold me down.
Don't go back. The brain protects you. It protects you so much, it doesn't allow growth. So the brain is an amazing thing, but the brain controls you. You must control it. You must take power over your own mind, or your mind will guide you into all the soft spots, soft places that your brain wants to live in. This is where I want to stay. I'm peaceful. I want to stay very peaceful and away from scarring.
So we training here tomorrow, 5 a.m.
Nah, I got other plans.
You mean you want to go to Philly?
No. Listen, you want to change things in a big way, you need to make some big changes. It gets easier.
Huh?
Every day it gets a little easier.
Yeah?
But you gotta do it every day. That's the hard part. But it does get easier.
Yeah, ambition is a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because it gives you that drive, it gives you that push, that oomph that you need in order to take those first steps, which are the hardest whenever you're pursuing something ambitious or difficult to obtain. So it's good in that sense, but it also never ends. Like, I find that as I accomplish more things and reach new milestones, I find myself to never be satisfied. If you don't have that ambitious drive, that almost like you can't think totally logically. If you thought completely logically, what's the most likely outcome? You wouldn't get past step 3, you know, like, and there's a gazillion steps that come after that you need to do. So there's part of you that needs to have that in order to pursue this kind of life, to keep reaching new heights and really remove any limits that you might have had on yourself.
I think that the people that are discovering how to unleash their greatness are people who have the mental resiliency and the courage to face failure, that you will fail your way to greatness. That most people allow their fear of failure, 80% allow their fear of failure to outweigh their desire to succeed. When you're willing to fail again and again and again, when you make up your mind to become unstoppable, when you make up your mind to become a no matter what person, then that will then give birth to a part of yourself that you don't know right now.
Success is built in the shadows. It's the early mornings, late nights, and the hours of grind nobody claps for. The boring, repetitive, unglamorous work that others skip. While they're talking about goals, you're chasing them down. Do what's necessary, not what's noticed. The results people envy come from the sacrifices they'll never see. The big win doesn't just show up. It's earned in the deathly silence. Put your head down, do the f***ing work, and emerge from the shadows with a story worth telling.
Keep on trying to quiet your mind, and I'll keep on hoping that it never works for you. The tireless mind is a heavy burden. But you know what we call the people who bear the most? The strongest. That mind ought to never stop racing, because this world is full of people whose minds stand still.
I know we've had some difficult times lately. We've had to struggle just to get by. But it's nothing to be ashamed of. There is a simple honor in poverty.
There's no honor for me without the Avatar.
Zuko, even if you did capture the Avatar, I'm not so sure it would solve our problems. Not now.
And there is no hope at all.
No, Zuko. You must never give in to despair. Allow yourself to slip down that road and you surrender to your lowest instincts. In the darkest times, hope is something you give yourself.
And you will get there, man. I promise you. The journey may seem long, and there really is no end to this, you know? Like, I think the purpose in life, the thing that we're all after, is to reach our full capabilities in mind, body, and spirit. And what that looks like for each individual will be different, you know? But at the end of the day, the fulfillment we get is through improvement, it's through progression. That's why a trophy has no value unless you had to work for it, unless you had to compete for it.
There is no hardening without pain. But in the first moment where you hit the pain and you run away from it, then you're never going to get hard. Look deeply into the mirror and see who you are. I think many people can't do it because then everything comes up. This face, these eyes, they show everything. Nothing is forgotten. You lie to yourself, you won't progress.
I would say make a resolution to be a better person now. Make it a resolution of discipline to get better, smarter, faster, stronger, healthier, more productive, less agitated, to eat cleaner, live more, to go and do. Do all those things. But don't do them on New Year's Eve. Don't do them on New Year's Day. Do them now. That resolution of discipline to work and follow through and maintain your will, that'll result in the freedom that you're looking for. Yes, you heard it once again. Discipline equals freedom.
I would have to tell myself, you don't need more sleep. You just need a better reason to get out of bed. And so I think the point isn't to avoid suffering. It's to find something worth suffering for. Because no one gets to the end of their life and says, I wish I'd played it safe. You're going to die. And I think it's just about how hard you're willing to fight to not let your dreams die with you.
You choose to see the events of life, neither good nor bad, just objective, just reality. Yes, that's part one. But part two is the most important. It's the making them good. It's seeing it not just as new, but as a new opportunity and then making good on it. As Stockdale said, making it something that in retrospect, you'd never have traded away.
There are floods coming. You can bloody well be sure of that. That's absolutely 100% certain. It's like, are they going to be catastrophes for you? Or are you going to ride them out? Just exactly what sort of person are you going to be when that shows up? And that's the right question. It isn't, how are you going to be happy in your life? You know, happiness, you're lucky. That comes and goes like the sun coming out from behind a cloud. But a pursuit? No, the pursuit is, when the damn flood comes, you want to be the person who built the ark.
There are some things in life that are out of your control that you can't change and you gotta live with. The choice that we have though is either to give up or keep on going. I want to ask you, what are you going to believe? Are you going to believe in yourself? Are you going to believe everybody else's judgment on you?
Give forgiveness. Many of us do not realize that we cannot grow, that we are blocking ourselves, we are blocking our good in the universe. We're literally standing in the way of the flow of what life has to us because we haven't learned how to forgive. We haven't learned how to let things go so we can get on with our lives. When we forgive, ladies and gentlemen, it's not for the other person. Oh no, it's for you. It's not for them, not because they deserved it or they earned it. You're forgiving other people. First of all, you've got to forgive yourself.
You are going to get out of your life. You're going to be the most powerful force in the world, I think, is to be consistent with the concepts, ideas, and worth that you hold for yourself. You will get that out of your life, what you will tolerate.
We start to trap ourselves within our own mind. And our mind is this big barrier, this big wall. And once we get to pain and suffering, that wall gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And the mind says, it's time to quit.
You create your own reality and you believe it. I believed mine until it broke apart. Your fears distort your reality. Under the warped logic of fear, anything is better than the uncertain. Fear fills the void at all costs, passing off what you dread for what you know, offering up the worst in place of the ambiguous, substituting assumption for reason. Now, fear is self-realizing. When you face the greatest need to look outside yourself and think critically, fear beats a retreat deep inside your mind, shrinking and distorting your view, drowning your capacity for critical thought with a flood of disruptive emotions. When you face a compelling opportunity to take action, fear lulls you into inaction, enticing you to passively watch its prophecies fulfill themselves.
I strongly believe that as we begin to look toward the future, and that as each day we get up in the morning, whatever you want to do, if you get up in the morning out of a sense of authors and decide that I am an opening for the universe, that life can work through and use me, as a channel and as an instrument for change. And each day we get up, we make it our personal business to make a difference. How we're going to do it, we don't know, but we know that we can make a difference.
What is this force that is controlling you even now and will continue to do so for the rest of your life? Pain and pleasure. Everything you and I do, we do either out of our need to avoid pain or our desire to gain pleasure. Understanding and utilizing the forces of pain and pleasure will allow you once and for all to create the lasting changes and improvements you desire for yourself and those you care about.
If you break, the fight isn't over. In fact, if you break, the fight is just beginning.
Here's the truth. This is the reality. Nobody's going to believe in you until you've already done it. Nobody's going to come and celebrate with you until you've already done it. The work was going to come before the belief, which means you're going to have to work for a long fucking time by yourself with no applause, with no awards, with nobody telling you good job. And then once you start to build something and people start to see the momentum and they start to see the result and you start doing some things, then you're going to get a little belief. And then what's going to happen is you're going to believe. And then what's going to happen? You're going to go do a little bit more work and a little bit more work. Results are going to come more. More people are going to believe. Nobody fucking believes in you because you haven't done anything yet. That's the reality.
I believe that everything happens for a reason. People change so that you can learn to let go. Things go wrong so that you can learn to appreciate them when they're right. And sometimes good things fall apart so better things can fall together.
And for most people, they think they rise to the occasion. When it hit, I'm gonna be ready. No, you don't rise to the occasion, you revert back to your training.
Get up before the sun. Be ready to attack. Yes, that means get up early. This will be hard at first, but it will become normal. And once you are accustomed to it, early rising is guaranteed to make your day better. So get after it.
It's like that quote that says, everybody wants to win, but everybody doesn't have the will to prepare to win. It was no longer about what do you want. Now it's about what are you willing to go through in order to get it. Everybody want it.
Here's my best advice. Welcome all experiences. You never know which one is going to turn everything on.
"2024 is going to be your year. I want each and every one of you to write a simple statement for yourselves, looking ahead to 2024. What do I want to create in 2024? Why do you want it? If you don't understand why you want something, you will not do anything to get it. We are only motivated when something is personal. And when you know why you want something, you will be more likely to put your head down and do it.
Following your dreams is a lonely, solitary, scary, dangerous pursuit. You can't wait for somebody to think you can do it. Because they don't think you can do nothing they can't do. And as much as you want to be able to listen a little bit, because somebody's going to give you a gem, but nobody knows but you. You can't get advice on what you should do with your life, right? Nobody knows what you are. As much as you want people to agree and you want the people around you to be supporting your dreams and all, it's not going to be like that. You got to do it alone.
Cannot erase the work ethic part. Ain't no elevator to the top. You got to take the stairs. The elevator don't go to the top, man. Not in the world of success.
I know of no better life purpose than to perish in attempting the great and impossible. The fact that something seems impossible shouldn't be a reason to not pursue it. That's exactly what makes it worth pursuing. Where would the courage and greatness be if success was certain and there was no risk? The only true failure is shrinking away from life's challenges.
I've spent a lot of time in my life sitting around wanting things to change and not being able to make them change and not thinking I could. And I wish somebody had told me that earlier sometimes. That in order for something to change, there needs to be change.
As long as you are the common denominator in every situation, you have the power to change it. Don't like the way things are going at work, you have the power to change it. Don't like the way your health is right now, don't like what you see when you look in the mirror, you have the power to change that. Maybe your financial situation, maybe it's a lack of skills, maybe it's a lack of opportunity.
Stop wanting easy. How many great books have been written about the easy times in people's lives? How many of the greatest stories of all time are about a guy who woke up and everything just went smoothly? Zero of that. They are all about the challenging, hard times that the character had to overcome. And such is the case with your life. That's why we think those are the greatest of all time, because that's what humans are supposed to do. That's what we admire. How do you feel after you do something that's easy? Do you celebrate yourself? Do you pat yourself on the back and say, I did something easy today? No, you only feel that way when you do something that was difficult to do. So do more of those things. On the other side of that is all the happiness, fulfillment, confidence that you are looking for. It's all there, but your expectation is for things to be easy. You can't get the fruit of the labor without doing the labor. Embrace the challenges, move towards discomfort, and you'll get exactly what you're looking for.
Strong mind is not just one that can do calculus. A strong mind is one that controls the body and all of its urges to be lazy and sedentary and self-destructive. That's a strong mind.
Stop making excuses. Simple as that. You can make a million excuses why you didn't work out this morning. You can make a million excuses why you didn't get that raise, why you didn't take that leap of faith. You can make a million excuses, but you know deep down inside, and consciousness is eating away at you, that it's an excuse.
When you have a dream, it doesn't often come at you screaming in your face, this is who you are, this is what you must be for the rest of your life. Sometimes a dream almost whispers. The hardest thing to listen to, your instincts, your human personal intuition, always whispers, it never shouts. Very hard to hear. So you have to, every day of your lives, be ready to hear what whispers in your ear. It very rarely shouts. And if you can listen to the whisper, and if it tickles your heart and it's something you think you want to do for the rest of your life, then that is going to be what you do for the rest of your life.
Forget this new year, new me bull. Your success should not be confined to a certain set of dates. Those days don't matter more than this day or any other day. Every single day that you are alive, that is a day that you should be moving the needle forward. I don't care if it's January, February, March, or any other month. I don't care how the year's been. I don't care what you want to do in the next one. All you have is today. All you have is what is right in front of you. And what is right in front of you is an opportunity to do better. So you're not going to self-destruct until the calendar flips to January 1st. You're not going to call it quits in the middle of February when you mess up your progress. You are going to look at the opportunity that is right in front of you and you are going to seize it. That is how you go from old you to new you, not sitting around waiting for the calendar to flip to a certain day.
You start to feel like you can keep on going, then you're going to feel like you can go further. But first you got to feel like you can go. And then it will all evolve, man. I promise you. All those things are possible, but now if you know that something's wrong and you continue to do it, then you are kind of choosing to suffer.
The goal should be, how could I conceive of my life so that if I had that life, it would clearly be worth living, so I wouldn't have to be bitter, resentful, deceitful, arrogant, and vengeful.
Hard work works. So don't quit, don't give up, don't stare at listen to me. You don't get bulked by staring at weights. You don't get bulked you don't get healthier by staring at it. You get healthier by running up to it and grabbing it and pushing it. Look, push through that stuff. Push through it. You can get through it. He said he won't put on you more than you can bear. You can get through it.
Safety, comfort zones are dead zones because your true potential will never be matched, guys. Will never be matched. You have to continue to push yourself.
I'm gonna make a difference in the world, and you don't believe it, but say it 1,000,000 times, you're gonna end up believing it. I'm meant to do something special in my life. There's no way in the world God put me on this planet to just be a regular guy. No way. The blood in here is boiling. I want to do something big with my life. This guy was put on this planet to make a difference. Say it over and over and over and over and over and over again. Convince everybody in the world. The entire time you're just trying to convince one person, and that is you.
You must break society's status quo. Status quo is normality.
You're either committed to being productive or you're committed to being non-productive. You're committed to being happy or you're committed to being unhappy. See, whatever you're doing, however you spend your time, that tells you who you are. So think about what it is you like to create in your life experience.
Winning is in all of us. We all want to win. But the path people take to get to winning, everybody wants the end result and they want to feel the sugar and the confetti and all that other stuff. But what you have to endure to win, no one wants to talk about. And that's what really winning is about, because you spend more time enduring it and being in and not in a good place. And I wanted to bring it out and say, hey, no matter what you do in life, where you're at, this is what winning takes. And it's in all of us.
And anything you want good, you can have. So claim it. Work hard to get it. When you get it, reach back. Pull someone else up.
You decided there's something you wanted so bad that you unleashed all your desire. You became obsessed with it. If it was a business or a relationship or a transformation in your body, if there's something you once envisioned and now it's real, it's because you didn't just envision it, you brought so much emotion to it that now it's in your life. It was once a dream, it was once a goal, and now it's in your life.
It's alive but not living. It's death on a stick, guys. The belief of the individual can overcome thousands of followers. One person with a belief overrides thousands of people with just intent.
To do all we can right now, where we are. Forget about the mistakes yesterday. Forget about all your failures yesterday. Forget about what you don't have. That's not important. Only thing that we have is right now.
The difference between a champion and someone who's forgot is that a champion shows up.
Passion I feel. I am not here for anything external to myself. I am here because I have a passion within me.
It's important for lost young people, male and female alike, to develop a vision and take on some responsibility and understand that they have a vital role to play in the world, that the lack of their best hurts everything.
There's so many times in life you don't want to be doing what you're doing. You can't just quit. You remember this, it's in the hobby, it's in the joke, it's in lifestyle. So what you say to yourself is important. There's no coach, there's no trainer to keep you going, it's only you. The whole thing is this, don't say a word. Stay uncommon amongst uncommon people. You're never done. Don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done. Life's one big head game. You play with yourself. If you lose, it's because you allow life to get in the head.
When they look in the mirror, they're just trying to see what's on the surface. But winning and losing wants to know what's inside of you. It wants to know what makes you tick. It wants to know what your desires are. It wants to know what your ego is. It wants to know what your limitations are. It wants to know what your mindset is. It wants to know everything about you, because winning does not lie. When you look in the mirror, you can lie and see what's on the surface, cannot hide what's going on inside. And that's what people are not willing to see, the lies that are truly going on inside of them that are not allowing them to win over and over, or sometimes even win once. You have to look. Winning requires you to go so far deep inside yourself. It's way beyond the surface. It's way beyond internal. It's going to a place that a lot of people haven't visited in a long, long time, because they're afraid to visit that person, because when they visit that person, they don't know who that person is anymore.
See, I think we're all hardwired to do something really special with our life. And everything goes on the inside, shows on the outside. See, we're gifted with faculties of the mind that the average person knows nothing about. You have intuition, the will, reason, imagination, perception, memory. That's what separates us from all the rest of the forms of life. Our imagination. Hill said it's the most marvelous, miraculous, inconceivably powerful force the world's ever known. I can use my imagination to project myself into the future and bring the future into the present and start living there. You work from the imagination, you don't work to it. You work from it.
If you don't know where you want to be in 5 years, you're already there. So if you're in a place now where you're feeling lost, scared, confused, paralyzed by indecision, frustrated, whatever the myriad of negative emotions are that people struggle with on a daily basis, if that's where you're at now and you don't have that clear vision on where you want to go, what the meaning and purpose of your life is going to be, then it's inevitably going to be exactly what you're living right now.
Just imagine it. You, born free, you are able to walk, able to talk, able to see. My goodness, able to hear. Just look at you. How much you have, how much you will give somebody. I am a human being. Nothing human can be alien to me. It's a liberating phrase. And so is the idea that you have the possibility and the probability of being a rainbow in somebody's mouth.
It's not about the rain. It's what the rain represents. Life is always giving you a test, trying to give you a way out, trying to give you an excuse not to show up. And guess what? You gotta have the mentality to show up every day of your life. No matter what life throws at you, it's our responsibility to show up to the Coliseum of life, prepare for battle. I don't care what you're going through, what life's throwing at you. It's your responsibility to find your new 100%. Take it upon yourself to do that.
Winning is in all of us. We all want to win. But the path people take to get to winning, everybody wants the end result and they want to feel the sugar and the confetti and all that other stuff. But what you have to endure to win, no one wants to talk about. And that's what really winning is about, because you spend more time enduring it and being in and not in a good place. No matter what you do in life, where you're at, this is what winning takes. And it's in all of us. It's in all of us. You find wins every single day.